It worked. We're live.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday night. Hanging out with the Muskrat and Mr. Creole. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, I am doing awesome, brother. I am so glad that you are feeling good enough to join us tonight. I'm excited, brother.
I will admit to everybody that it will be a little tough for me through the show tonight. I do got COVID. It hit me pretty hard on Saturday and really bad on Sunday. But I'm coming out of it. I'm actually starting to feel pretty okay today. A little tired. I got my taste back for like an hour or two. Thought I was home free, and then my taste buds went out the window again. But yeah, I'm so far fingers crossed.
I just got to make sure you stay that 6 feet. I got to
keep our social distance.
Social distancing. Okay, we're good.
Well, let's start off by welcome everybody in chat. Let you get started if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'm going to go all the way back to the top. First one, as always, my boy, Avid Fisherman. What's going on, brother? I see Mr. James Kirkpatrick. I see Mr. Mike Sampson. I see Stonefly 71. What's going on, man? Miss Chrissy Brown. Glad you could join us this evening. I see Mike Irvin. I see Minnow Dunkers. Mr. Tommy, what's going on, man? Fishing with the Squirrel. He's in with us tonight. Let's see. Let's come on down. Fishing and Freedom. One of my favorite names in YouTube, right, Roger?
It's hard not to say that and
I know.
Not smile.
It's one of those names where you think, man, I should have thought of that.
Yeah.
Man, I should have thought of that.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ian Tipton, what's going on, man? I think that's a new name I don't think I've seen in our chats before. If you're new, welcome.
He's a local guy here in Ohio.
Really?
I've been talking to him quite a bit here on Messenger. Yeah, good guy.
Awesome. Also see Mr. Alan Pershala is in with us in the chat tonight. Let's see everybody's favorite troll, Uncle Jeep.
Uncle Jeep's in the house.
It is not a show without Uncle Jeep. It is just not. I see Mr. John Patrick Jr. He is in chat. What's going on? And fellow River Warrior, Clearview Outdoors. Skip, what's happening, brother?
What's up, brother?
What's happening? Every time I think I get to the bottom, it jumps on me.
Yeah, it's we've got 39 people hanging out already.
Awesome.
We got my buddy Tommy.
3+1, guys. Congrats on the 1,000. Y'all deserve it. Y'all did an awesome show the other night, celebrating that. Absolutely.
My buddy Tommy Long over there with Minnow Dunkers. What's up, Tommy? Thanks for stopping in.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but you know what? I'll take it as well. How about that? I guess people just assume that I don't have hair, which I do actually. So, and not a lot of gray in it.
I was scrolled down to the bottom and it's done ran away from me.
Brian B, my boy Brian B. I got your cup right here. I hadn't forgot about you. he hates that thing.
Pontoon Jody with the $5 super chat already. COVID feel better money train. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jody. That. Lance McCouguy, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you in chat tonight. Let's see. Trying to get to the bottom. Whiskers and Stripes. I see you in here, Mr. Kevin Walters.
Man.
Let's see. Man, just everybody's excited tonight. I love it.
Uncle Jeep's also, man, $20 super chat for the Get Better Soon Fund. Thank you. I appreciate that. You wouldn't believe how much Dayquil and NyQuil I've drank in the last 4 days.
I can about imagine. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself. You know, you don't put that kind of stuff off because, man, you can get yourself in trouble pretty quick, you know.
Yes, sir.
Also got Mr. Jeremy Colvin is in the house tonight. What's going on, brother? Catfishing with Cause. How's it going? Good to see you in here.
Welcome,
Palmetto. Kevin, what's happening, brother? Good to see you.
Somebody.
Mr. Lee Evans is in the house. I see Mrs. LG Bass, Miss Michelle. What's going on? Definitely the better half of that duo, like without a doubt. Let's see. It just keeps jumping. People are all excited tonight. Everybody's chatting. Oh, our buddy.
There's Mr. Chad.
He's lurking.
There we go.
He's lurking.
We got Busted Budget Outdoors, David Smith, Mark Anthony. We got Becca Mudtramp hanging out with us tonight.
What's happening, Becca?
I got our buddy Bob over at Bobcat Outdoors and Daryl over at Trophy Seekers hanging out with us tonight as well. Thank you guys for stopping in.
Let's see. I also see Van V3 Customs. I see he's in. I see a couple of Facebook users in the house.
We got another super chat, Creole, from Mike's Fishing Home. $10 super chat, says Roger Creole community in chat. Hello, all.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the way to do it there. It's way faster.
Appreciate it, guys. Let's see.
Did you say hello to Chrissy Brown and Ernie Brown for me yet?
I said hello to Miss Chrissy, but I have not said hello to Ernie. So if you would please do that for me, Roger.
Well, Ernie, if you're listening, buddy, I know you're not feeling well either. He's got hurt. He's in pain. And so hopefully you get to feel a little bit better. And we're all struggling with something, it seems like right now. I was on the phone today with Paula Smith for a little while, and thank Lord she's she's getting some good news and brighter things coming her way right now, and she needs it more than most. But we also got Caleb Cross, with the incident he had, fighting through it, and many others. You can go through this list, and half of the folks here hanging out and chat, and half of their family or immediate family are all dealing with something right now. It's awesome to pull together and support each other and help each other out. It's refreshing.
Oh, I agree. And look, I myself, I'm good. I'm just ugly. There's no cure for that. No prayers are going to fix that. So I'm good.
We got Brandon Enix over Catfish and Dreams dropping a $10 super chat. Says all that matters is I beat Creole to a super chat.
Well, it's hard to super chat when you're in the show.
You're in the show.
If I had my hat on, I'd take it off to you. You got me on the technicality. I've even got Yep. Oh boy. She has already sent me text fussing at me because she's telling me to relax because I'm hiding my accent. She's already fussing at me for that.
You're hiding your accent. What in the world for?
I don't do it on purpose. It's just once I start relaxing and start getting in my groove, it tends to thicken up. I'm sure y'all have noticed that before.
Hey, thank you, Bill, for that. If you guys know William Matthew, his dad's been in the hospital, and he can use smoke prayers and anything else you got for him. I got that off of I stole that from Mark, the smoking prayers.
That is a good one though, isn't it?
I like it. I like it a lot.
That is a good one.
We got Brian B hanging out with us as well. Man, I hope we didn't miss anybody. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm feeling a little rough, but I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. This show tonight's actually going to showcase a little bit of Creole background and experience, which is perfect considering I'm feeling a little rough. But Jeremy, why don't you tell them a little bit about what's going on and what you got planned for them tonight with the GPS?
Well, what we decided is, and this is something that stems back, I've, among other things, I have been a land surveyor for 22 years of my life. And during that 22 years, I have spoken with a lot of people and have actually taught a lot of people about GPS systems, how it works, do's and don'ts, tips on how to get better with it. Now, obviously, we are not interested in it from a survey and layout standpoint. We're a bunch of fishermen, we're a bunch of hunters, but hopefully some of what I can share with y'all tonight, I'm looking to just dispel some of the voodoo, dispel some of the rumors, kind of get to where everybody understands what they're dealing with. And if you understand how it works, I feel you can use it better to your advantage. That was kind of my point with all that. So I guess to start off, GPS, Global Positioning System. to put it in very simple ways of how it works, at all times, planet Earth has 30 satellites going around it at all times, solely dedicated to GPS. Now, it doesn't matter what type of GPS you have or what you're using it for, whether it's in your graph on your boat, whether it's in your car. A lot of people have onboard navigation in their vehicles now, whether it's handheld to go hunting, whether it's any of these things, even down to military use. We all use the same GPS signals. We all use the same signals. There's nothing different about the signals that come down from space. The difference is the corrections, is whatever unit you have, how much is it correcting and dialing in that signal for you. In my field, we need that accuracy to be that big. That's what I'm looking for. Now, for fishing, for hunting, this is not necessary. Most of your, I'm going to call them field GPSs, handheld or in your boat, on your graph, and even down to your vehicle, most of them have a what I call a guaranteed accuracy of about that big. You're hitting a circle at any given time. You're guaranteed to be within that 15, 18-inch circle. Now, sometimes you can be down to this. Sometimes you're this, but you're always within that circle on accuracy. And I feel as fishermen, no matter what we do, no matter what we're trying to do, if I can hit to within that much of a piece of structure that I've marked on my GPS, or if I can get to that much to within a deer stand, dude, I'm good. I'm that's plenty good enough for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So all that's going on at any given time with GPS, like I said, it's not complicated. It's not voodoo. It's not magic. Those satellites are beaming signals down to Earth at all times, constantly beaming signals. Just imagine each satellite has a long tape measure coming from it down to your receiver. So all that's happening at any given time is your receiver is taking those signals, and every 7/10 of a second, it is taking a position. Just boom, position. 7/10 of a second later, boom, another position. Like dropping breadcrumbs on a trail. That's all it's doing. It's dropping those breadcrumbs. Now, a very common misconception with GPS and where a lot of people tend to go wrong. That's all GPS is capable of doing is position and elevation, but position. GPS does not understand direction. It's not a compass. I see so many people with, remember the old handheld GPSs, hold it like this and try to treat it like a compass and do this and wonder why it's not following them. GPS is not capable of understanding the direction the receiver is pointed. It doesn't know that. Same thing in your boat. If your boat is just sitting still, unless you have one of these really, really nice units that has a heading sensor for the graph, it does not know what direction you are facing if you're sitting still. It does not know that. Like I said, every 7/10 of a second, it's going to drop that breadcrumb. It's going to drop one. It's going to drop one. So if you're in motion, you're dropping those breadcrumbs on that trail. And what that GPS is doing, every time it takes a position, it compares it, which in surveying terms is called inversing, but it compares it to the last position that it took. Like you were here, now you're here. How far did you go in that 7/10 of a second? How far apart are these breadcrumbs? That's where your speed comes from. That's how it knows speed, is it's comparing the distance you traveled in 7/10 of a second. And then it also compares from here to there. What direction are you? Because with 2 points make a line. Remember that 2 points make a line. So now it can say, oh, you were here, now you're here, now that line is due north. Now the GPS knows direction because you're moving. Basically, it's looking down that breadcrumb trail and saying, okay, we're moving north. And we're dropping breadcrumbs every so many feet. So it can judge speed as long as you're in motion. Now, I know I see it all the time, and I know a lot of other people see that. You're in your boat, you've got your graph turned on, you're sitting there on anchor, and your boat is the little picture of your boat on the screen is just it's doing this number. It's do it that way, that, and it's doing this.
Yep.
Remember, GPS does not understand direction unless it's in motion. And remember, you're hitting a target this big. It doesn't always hit in the same spot. GPS has inaccuracies. It's going to mark a spot. Mark. It's doing this. It's dancing around within that circle, taking positions. And like I said, every time it takes a position, it compares it to the last one. So that's what you're seeing. The motion of your boat and the way it's twisting, you're physically seeing every little observation that GPS takes. You're seeing how it's differentiating just a little bit and moving around. Now, a little bit of a tip for accuracy purposes. The less that your boat, it's going to move. It's going to move on screen unless you have a heading sensor.
Right.
It's going to move. How much it's moving tells you how accurate of a signal you're getting at that time. If it's jumping around a lot on you, there's something going on that's interfering with your signal. GPS is not like a radio signal. It's more of, I know there's a technical term for it, and I don't know what it is, but it is a line of sight type of signal. It needs clear line of sight for accuracy. So if you're under the canopy of a bunch of big trees, especially during the spring, the summer, all the leaves are on the trees,
right,
that will degrade the signal. Now, we don't have that problem in our area, but let's say Tennessee River, let's say, where y'all have got those real tall rock bluffs that sometimes you fish next to.
right.
You better believe that's going to affect your signal. You're essentially cutting off some of your satellites that's beaming down. The more satellites you have, the better your position is going to be. Most of these graphs don't show you that information, like some of the stuff I do at work, but you can expect anywhere from 9 to 15 satellites pretty much at all times. And
that's what I was getting ready to ask. On average, how many satellites do you think we're actually connecting to?
You're getting anywhere from 9 to 15. That's a pretty good. Now that's in my area. That shouldn't, I'm closer to the equator than let's say you are, Roger.
Yeah.
But I want to say that number shouldn't change very much. I may pick up 1 or 2 satellites that maybe you won't pick up at certain times of the day. But you should still, on average, 9 to 15 satellites. That's what you should be looking at. Now, I know my Lowrance graph. I know what settings it has and what it doesn't have. I don't have some of the settings in some of these $50,000 professional units to really grind down and get my accuracy better. In a way, you kind of have to take what you get as far as accuracy goes. But if you really, really want better positions, a couple of things to keep in mind. One is look around you. Look around you. Look and see what the terrain looks like around you. If you're under some trees, big bluff, something like that, and you're trying to sit still and you see that boat image moving all around, your position isn't all that great. Okay. Another big thing that I see, and I know it affects mine, is when I have my Bimini top up, my signal is not quite as good. Mine personally does not like, GPS doesn't like anything over the top of it. A Bimini top, especially maybe some of you guys have an actual hard top on y'all boats, that will affect it greatly. Even some of you that have let's say the Sea Arcs that have the big full front windshield console, and the guys like to mount the graph up in the windshield where it's protected.
Right.
Keep in mind that is a little interfering with your signal. It is. Now, you always have to remember that there's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as exact. Exact does not exist. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now, if your signal is really getting degraded, you may go from this to maybe something 8-10 feet wide. Is 8 or 10 feet good enough to still do what you're trying to do? Well, that depends. Okay. If you're trying to precision anchor, 8 to 10 feet, that's a lot to be off right off the bat. Yeah. It really is. But keeping some of this stuff in mind will definitely help dial things down and help you get a better position on what you're trying to do. You know, something I've seen before, to where if I'm trying to mark something really close to a tree line and I notice my signal's not what I want it to be, I personally have had much better luck getting out in the river a little bit, getting 100 feet from the bank, signal tightens up, use my side scan to mark that piece of structure and store my waypoint off of my side scan, then rather than try to pass over the top of it and have a bad signal. I notice my accuracy on my positions is better in those situations. How does Patriot say? Use the tools in the toolbox.
That's right.
If you have that capability, don't be afraid to get off to the side and mark it with your side scan instead, because most of us now have the capability of marking a waypoint on side scan.
Yeah.
You just touch it, mark the waypoint, there it is. It's a way to get out and really be accurate on it. Another little, and Roger and I actually had talked about this. I don't know. It's been maybe a few months now, but I know on my boat for sure, my transducer is basically 10 feet from where my graph is. My transducer is behind me. My graph's in front of me on the boat. So right there, every position I take technically is 10 feet off. Now, we in surveying, we call that an offset error. Okay. Right. You're seeing it on your graph, but you're marking it, and you're going to have that offset error. Mm-hmm. Now, what I do in a way to combat that is, now this is a river thing. Anytime I'm scanning something and I want to mark waypoints, I always put myself into the current. I go into the current, I do my scanning, and if I need to mark something, I make sure my boat is pointed upstream. Why? Because guess where my boat's going to be when I'm going to anchor up on it? It's going to be upstream. So that offset error is eliminated because you're the same orientation you were whenever you marked it. Okay. Because if you, let's say you mark it going, okay, you're 10 feet off. Well, you want to turn around and come the other way. Say, oh, I want to pass over it again. I want to see where it is again. And you go to that waypoint. Well, guess what? Now, technically, your transducer is 20 feet from where you marked it. Your graph is 10 feet off, right? Because you were facing the other direction. But now your transducer is 20 feet from it. Yep. So if you that's why I always try to maintain going up river at all times. That way, at least my boat's in the same position. No matter what I do.
Yeah. I think my dog's out there acting the fool. But
it happens. It happens.
so I'm going to step out for a second and get
No,
her
go
back
ahead.
in the house.
No, go ahead. I got it.
But no, that's interesting. We do the same thing. We have to account for where the signal is coming from in the boat comparison to where you drop the pin. If you think you're 70 feet away and it says 70 feet, but your unit is 10 feet off the back of the boat, you're now 60 feet. And you're, like you said earlier, 10 feet off before you even start.
Yeah. Now, something that Doc Lang, I know his boat is set up that way, and I've thought about it for mine, is actually having an external GPS receiver, an external puck. And what Doc has done, he has mounted that puck on his transom right on top of where that transducer is. Now, with an external puck, when you take a position, it's taking a position wherever that puck is. He mounted his on his transducer, so he has eliminated any offset errors, anything he's got going on. Now he's being dead accurate to exactly what he's trying to mark. And sometimes that'll happen to you. You'll mark something and you come back and look for it again. And you think, oh, well, I should be right on top of it. Why am I not seeing it on my graph? And then 10, 20 feet later, then you see it on your graph. Keep in mind that that's what's going on. You've got that little offset problem, and it's throwing your position off just a little bit, which for most of the areas I fish, it's not that big of a deal. I more fish ledges, scour holes, things like that, to where I'm kind of carpet bombing my baits in that area anyway. Now, I know Roger, Zach, and Skip, those guys, and a lot of other guys, they do precision anchoring on a piece of structure. That 10 feet could mean everything. It really does. Like I see Zach put up a comment here. The Humminbird puck has nothing to do with GPS. I'm not familiar with the Humminbirds. I'm not. I would assume that the Humminbird puck is probably a heading sensor. And the only thing that is helping you with is that rotational deal that you get when your boat is sitting still. It helps the graph understand direction. And that's a little bit of an assumption on my part, but I bet you that's what that puck is on the Humminbirds. It's not an actual GPS receiver. It's just a heading sensor, which for the guys that have the spot lock trolling motors, we have heading sensors for our trolling motors that pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah. When Zach put the puck of the heading sensor with the iPilot link, when he got that all hooked up with his Humminbirds, whatever way his boat's sitting in the water column, no matter what way he's going, that's exactly how the boat is shown on the map. Yeah. And I know Zach Skip just did the same thing for the Garmin. The Garmins also have a puck, a heading sensor for them that you can install that will do the exact same thing, which eventually I'll probably end up going that way as well. But I missed part of that. The dog was out there running around acting crazy.
No, I got you. And some more myths that I've heard about GPS over the years, and I guess we can dispel a couple of them, because I thought I saw a couple of ones fly by in chat, and they're way back there now. I gotta highlight that one. My boy Gabe is in chat. Golden Whisker nominee.
That's right.
Youth Angler of the Year. I gotta hit that little plug for him. Best Joey in the business.
Number one Joey. That's right.
That's right. He has watched me catch so many fish. I tell you, I feel so bad now. It's like he comes out with us. It's like, come on, pull in the fish. Come on, I done caught enough. I've caught enough. But some of these rumors that I've heard a lot of times is, number one is fog. Does fog affect GPS? In my experience, no, it does not. Okay. Fog does not affect a GPS signal. Not anywhere where I've ever noticed it anyway. It doesn't mess with my survey grade stuff, and it's way more sensitive than anything Lowrance or Humminbird sells, I promise.
I got you.
Now, what does affect it, and There are websites out there where you can check this information. I don't have any of them in front of me handy right now, but there's websites you can go to where you can see at any given time where the satellites are in relation to where you're at. If something happens, all your satellites are down low on the horizon and you don't have many above you, that means that signal has to pass through a lot of atmosphere to get to you. When it's down on the horizon, that will mess with your signal a little. On a graph, I really don't see something like that affecting it enough where it'll really make a difference in trying to fish or trying to find a deer stand. Like I said, things like that affect us as professionals. I'm trying to look for the head of a 60 penny nail. Okay, then I'm going to notice things like that. But to find a stump that I marked or an old sunken barge, we're good. It's like I said, what is good enough? And this big of an area, trust me, I can't cast good enough to where I need more than that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Does what about rain and wind? Those benefit?
The only time I've ever seen that affect a GPS signal is I've had this happen a couple of times to me in 22 years. A really bad lightning storm. I've seen it affect GPS, but I don't think it's affecting the GPS signal per se. I think it's more of just it puts so much static electricity in the air that it just messes with the electronics. I believe that's what's going on. I don't think lightning affects your actual GPS signal, but it will screw with that receiver though. But if the lightning's that bad, you probably shouldn't be out there trying to mark waypoints. I mean, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've seen a couple of comments in chat there also about being under bridges.
Yes.
Any type of overhead, just like you said earlier, even your overhead bimini top.
Yeah.
And
it will mess with it.
As you was talking about trees and stuff earlier, the first thing come to my mind is living out in the country and trying to get a satellite dish to pick up TV. And my trees was in my way. I couldn't hardly get a signal through the trees. I had to move it in all kinds of crazy positions and places on the house to try to get a clear shot.
Yep.
And it's no different when we're in a boat, and like you said earlier, it kind of rung a bell. There's some places we fished where it's straight up and down or big trees or cliffs right to the immediate left or right of us.
That's right.
If I was trying to pick up DirecTV, I'd had a hell of a time doing it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, on the subject of GPS, a lot of people, especially our bank anglers, Navionics is a huge thing now. Great tool for everybody. Most people in our community use Navionics on their cell phones. You have it on your cell phone. You can go out. Keep in mind that a cell phone that is not GPS. It is not. I know we all refer to it as using the GPS on your phone, but it's not. A cell phone is actually using triangulation off of cell phone towers. That's why when you have a bad signal, you can't get a good location. So I just didn't want anybody to confuse your cell phone triangulation from your cell phone towers with actual true satellite GPS like we have in our Louisiana. We call them fish finders, but our graphs and like vehicles and everything else we have available to us, which is good and bad. Triangulation off of the cell phone towers can actually be more accurate and consistent than a GPS signal if you have cell phone signal. See, that's the big if. If you've got a really good, strong cell signal, it'll actually be more accurate than a GPS in that situation. But everybody knows the good fishing spots don't have good cell service. So there you go.
I wasn't ready for that. I was working on something else.
I was on a roll.
I know it. I was. Anyways, Tommy's had mentioned it here. Now I had it brought up on my Facebook page, so I just wanted to bring it up here real quick. Those of you that know Bank, James Fox. They got a tournament coming up for him on Saturday, April 16th. Not for him, but for the Benton County Cancer Research Group. And, I won't go into details on Benk's journey, but, he has a fabulous story about early detection and getting himself better. But the information is on my Facebook page if anybody's interested, or you just hit me up, or if you got information to get hold of Tommy or whatnot. There'll be more information coming around. So I just want to do my due diligence and get the word out there and see if we can't get a good gathering out there for that. So we'll get that out there.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tommy, for the reminder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I saw a good comment. Find it. There we go. There it is. Okay. Yeah. See, and remember that spot lock and that trolling motor, you're getting the same signals that you are on that graph. And I have had that exact situation happen to me under a bridge. I tried to get too close to say spot lock. It didn't like that a bit. And like I said, and that will prove to you real quick about how the signal degrades. That's one of our official terms, in the business, but you're getting a degradation of signal. And before you know it, like he said, you're in a bridge piling or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, we've gone through quite a few instances where the exact same thing. Hey, there's Mr. Chunky. What's up, Mr. Elstang?
Love me some Chunky.
That's right. As
but
Jody said,
it's all about understanding what's going on, and hopefully it'll shed a little bit of light as to how it works, what's really going on. That way, if you approach any of these situations, you can at least make a little bit of an educated decision on, okay, you know what? I know already this is not going to work the way I want it to. I need to do something else. I need to find another way of marking that point or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Just trying to get a couple of things lined up here.
Yeah, see, same thing. It's not great next to any tall, solid structure. Doesn't matter what it is. GPS does not like it because, like I said, you're blocking off a lot of your satellite signal now. And what's very interesting to me, and I had someone with a PhD in the field explain this to me. GPS hates pine trees. GPS hates pine trees, especially a short leaf pine. Because now this was, I didn't dream about this. This come from some kind of PhD expert and all this stuff years ago. But he said the short leaf pine, the length of that needle supposedly is the same length as the frequency wavelength of the GPS carrier signal. Whew, that was a mouthful.
Wow.
You like that, huh?
You're getting nerdy on me.
I'm trying. I'm trying not to go off in the weeds on you. I'm really trying. I'm trying to hold the reins back here. But and for some reason that short leaf pine needle, it absorbs the signal. It absorbs the carrier signal. And if you have no carrier signal, you have no information on the carrier signal. And then done. And I can tell you from my years of surveying in the woods of North Louisiana, it does not like pine trees. You can't get anywhere near them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's different. That's definitely different. Looks like Kevin Waters, local guy, talked about coming down fishing the tournament with Bank. If you guys remember, we had Bank on the show and Janet last year. Don't go epic on us.
I'm trying.
We could definitely go. We can go all nerd here if I turn him loose. I already had a talk with him before the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I could, don't get me wrong. I've in my years, I've actually given other people classes on this stuff, and 97% of what I know about this stuff really does not pertain to what we're doing. It's not necessary. It's just, that's not what we do. It's not necessary to know all these things. I'm just trying to get some of the basics, some of the little rumors and myths kind of out of the way.
Right.
Help people make educated decisions. That was kind of my point with some of this stuff. You make an educated decision, hopefully save you a little bit of time on the water from, because you got to fight with your GPS and fight with your graph half the day. That's just that much less time you have to fish.
That's a fact.
Be efficient, get baits in the water.
I know there's been 100 times just using my driving app, I'll come to a stop or I'll just turn it on to go somewhere and it'll be sitting there turning them up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have to get moving for it to figure out which way I'm going.
Like I said, it has to start dropping those breadcrumbs for you. You have to get moving. Now, you can move ever so slowly. If it's doing some kind of crazy stuff on you, take that boat and just 1 mile an hour. It doesn't take much. Get it going real slow. Give it a couple seconds. It'll all of a sudden it'll pop straight and it'll go for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bobcat, I resemble that remark right there. It seems like I fight cameras more than anything else.
Cameras? Shortening of opponent.
Oh, God. Apparently.
Yep.
This one I get. Oh, yeah. Okay. I would normally agree with you. I would normally agree. But some of those gremlins is some of the stuff that I talked about. It's where you are, terrain that's around you, mounting location of your graph itself. Look, if somebody this happens to me a lot because remember, I'm the shortest man in my family. Okay, I'm 6'1". I'm the shortest guy. Well, I know, right? It's a terrible problem to have. And there's been many times I've been cruising along slow, and I have a center console boat. So I have someone either to the right or the left of me, but standing over me, wanting to look at the graph and see what I'm seeing. That person who's sometimes, if you're my brother, 6'5", 6'6", standing over me, trying to look over at that graph, that will mess with that GPS.
That's me. I'm the one always standing over trying to see the.
That'll mess with it. That will. So keep stuff like that in mind. It makes a difference.
So we seen you taking a ride on your center console this Saturday as you took the lead on the Winter Blues tournament day one. You're the man to beat.
I don't expect that to hold up, neither the numbers or the big fish. I hope big fish doesn't hold up. I would love nothing more than to have to send $100 for the big fish prize. I would love for somebody to make me have to do that. I'd be so happy.
I would love for it to be us, but it'd be a state record.
Hey, you never know. You never know sometimes. I mean, look, 11 fish. We had a pretty good day considering the conditions. But hey, there's plenty of room for somebody else to come around us. I'm expecting it to happen. I will be disappointed in everybody if it doesn't happen. How about that? I'm going to throw the gauntlet down on that one. Very disappointed if nobody can come around me with my little 11 fish.
Well, if the stipulation hadn't been put in for size, old Josh and Jerry would have put would they end up with 47?
46, 47, something like that. I quit counting after 30.
One fish over 5 pounds.
Yeah, one.
One fish over 5 pounds. And it's a good thing.
My grandpa said to tell Creole to stop talking Thai.
Maybe he meant lie. No, that T's not even close to L. I don't know.
Well, he's got to be talking about my dad. I don't know. In fact, they're watching me, so who knows?
Everybody wants to know what your cup says.
Is Brian still in chat? Because boy, He hates this cup, but this is one side. Catfish and crappie official Yeti mug. I doesn't he have these for sale now?
I don't know if he's got those available or not. I know he's got some hats.
He needs to. But the other side, that's that right there, buddy. That is my I consider that my crowning achievement. I'm not gonna lie. I'm awfully proud of having pulled that one out.
There's no reason to justify that. That's a prize.
Now come March, we gonna have to defend it.
Hey, Bill, it's not received by the transducer. It's received by your head unit.
Yes. It's the head unit itself is receiving the GPS signals, not the transducer. That's right. And
your feet to your destination, wherever that waypoint is coming from wherever your unit is. So if you're normally standing at the back of your boat when you cast, and that's 10 feet behind you is your unit, then you got to minus 10 feet off of that distance or add 10 feet to it, depending on how you're looking at it.
That is distance from the screen.
From the screen.
Essentially, that distance from the screen, because that's what's taking your GPS signals, is that screen on that thing. Yeah, actually, I believe that's exactly why, is because they want accuracy above all else. And I think a lot of those those big ocean center consoles, they have those hard tops on them.
What's up, Brad?
So they got to get a receiver above the hard top to get a good signal.
Dave Smith says, my graph and my unit is in the center of the boat. When I mark the waypoint, I'm nearly 8 to 10 feet away from that brush.
Yes. Whatever the distance is between your screen and your transducer. On my boat, it's 10 feet. I'm dead center on my boat. You're 10 feet off in the direction you were heading when you marked it. So yes, that would be correct.
Looks like we have some folks. And I'll be honest, when I first got into this, when I first got my first units and mounted everything up on the boat, I thought the information was received through the transducer as the same as all the signal and all my other information came from that one location. So I was under the same perception as I think a lot of other folks have been, as it's coming from there, and it's just not.
Yeah, and it all centers around the screen. It all centers around the head unit. Your transducer is your sonar unit that is sending the signals down and sending it to the head unit. Nothing for positioning other than depth of water. That's the only any positioning information your transducer is giving you is water depth. That's it. But actual, what we call XYZ position, that's all at the head unit with the GPS.
All right. You cleared it up for him.
Awesome.
I'm going to go on a limb and say he wasn't the only one.
I imagine. If you're sac-a-lait fishing, these guys that like to spider rig around, No, I mean sac-a-lait. Don't start with me, Betty. You hear me? Don't.
I'm just trying to make sure these guys understand what you're talking about.
Nobody understands what I'm talking about. That's a whole other show. It's like, what the heck is Creole talking about? What does that word mean? We may have to do a show on that one these days. But these guys that crappie, God, it feels weird saying that. Crappie fishing, spider rigging around a treetop or something like that. That 8-10 foot offset, whatever you got, hey, that could make a big difference in where you putting that jig at. Big difference. Now, I know a lot of people run multiple graphs on their boat. Like me, I have one. It's on my center console. That's it. The only one I've got. Some people run multiples. You may have that graph at the nose of your boat, right where your trolling motor is. Well, if that's your forward graph and your transducer's on your trolling motor, well, okay, your offset might be that much. That graph physically might be that far from the trolling motor. probably not a big thing to worry about then, if
Right.
that's where your waypoints are stored. That goes into your NMEA network and all kinds of stuff that I don't know nothing about. All kinds of stuff.
We got Smack Talk already for a tournament that's 2, 3, 4 months away.
Smack Talk? No,
He,
not us. No.
He'd fit right in right here. If it's not bait fishing for catfish, I'm not fishing. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. I want to say a few words about my upload. Your review. Yeah, great. All right.
Absolutely, brother.
I'm looking forward to the year-end review video.
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be full of memories and
yes,
lots of laughs.
Oh yeah,
maybe,
yeah. We definitely look forward to that. Let me tell you.
Maybe a little twerking. Maybe. Just a little
hopefully
bit.
not. Hopefully not too much working. I don't know if my vision can take that. I don't know.
All right. Well, Jeremy, why don't you explain to folks what we're going to do with next week's show?
Ooh, next week, I'm excited about this. I don't see much of other people doing this kind of thing. What we are going to do is a community post will be put out on one of our channels. Okay, all right.
Let's do yours.
A community post will be put on my YouTube channel, Creole Catfish, in case anybody didn't know. Basically asking for y'all questions, y'all topics that, what do y'all want us to talk about? This is viewer's choice, let's say. So I'm going to put it out there on my community tab, and everything that y'all put on that particular post is what we're going to go over next week. And look, whatever y'all want us to talk about, we're going to talk about, and it could be a range of different topics. We're going to go for it, and we're going to try to hit every one of them as long as we can. But that's our idea for next week. We're gonna give y'all the power to y'all tell us what the show is going to be about.
Yep. So we want to, one of our goals this year was, we talked in the last week's show was about engagement, and wanting to make sure that you guys are getting the content that you want. So fire away. If you guys are interested in learning about how to catch slicker.
Yeah, baby.
We could talk about that. If you guys are interested in winter tactics, and the thing is, hopefully you guys know by now that, we're not going to blow smoke. If we don't know, we're going to tell you we don't know.
Yeah.
But by doing a community post and getting your questions out there now, we've got a week to try to get answers for you.
That's right. We will do our best.
We might have to reach out of our comfort zone and look to get the answers for you. But we want to try some things a little bit different this year. Just try to mix things up a little bit, try some new and exciting things. And while we're talking about new and exciting things, we got a tip of the week this week sent to me by brother Zach Murray of the River Warriors. And Zach Murray has a tip for all of you, and we will check it out.
But we getting fancy now, boy.
Wait, can you hear it?
Mm-mm.
Wait, what'd I do here? Hang on.
Oh, look, no, go all the way on the other side. Look, the little speaker symbol. See it?
Yeah.
There you go.
I had it down because I was trying to get it ready. Here we go.
Hi, everyone.
There we go.
Back with River Warriors. This is going to be the tip of the week. Tip of the week is going to be concerned keeping your feet warm. It's cold weather, and I want to show you some things that I have learned through the years. This is it. Hand warmers, except not on your hands. You can use them on your hands, but we're going to show you how to use them on your feet. These are small, they're thin, and they're not like the foot warmers. You put them on top of your feet, on top of your toes, and you tape them in place. I tape them in place using packing tape.
I don't know why it's freezing on me.
You're probably pulling a lot of bandwidth.
Wrap it all the way around your foot. Here's what it looks like.
Well, I have to learn a better way to do that.
Yeah, it's pulling a lot of bandwidth.
Whenever it's put on. Put it on top of your toe.
Well, daggone it.
Well, at least we got a still shot of how to do it.
Yeah, we get it.
Wrap the tape around. Back to it.
So definitely not on the skin, on top of the sock.
Right. And see, I've always tried to put them like under my arch of my foot.
They'll stay there all day and keep warm.
Said my head's in the way.
Last a long time. This is Zach Murray with the River Warriors with Tip of the Week.
I like it.
Hi, everyone. Zach with River Warriors.
All right.
This is going to be the Tip of the Week.
Now it's going to play just fine.
yeah, it's going to play. It's going to play fine. I think that's what it is. Between you and I being on screen and playing the video and everything else, that's starting to put a strain on your internet rate. Essentially, that's what I'm going to say. I'm sure somebody got the exact answer for that, but
yeah, that's pretty much it right there. Whiskers Stripes download the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I grabbed it off he sent it to me through Facebook Messenger,
Gotcha.
and I just pulled it from there. So
hey, we're all learning. We're learning together.
Ricky said my head was in the way. He couldn't get enough signal.
Yeah, hey, it might have been.
So glad I didn't see Pinocchio.
Oh,
that's
just wrong. See, thankfully, it hardly gets that cold down here that I got to start putting hand warmers in my socks.
Hey, I'll tell you right now that he has done that since I've known him, really. And and yeah, he never complains about his feet being cold. You know, he's just wearing his muck boots. But there's also another good show coming up tomorrow night, and that's LG Bass and Jody got Dock Tales, and tomorrow night they got Mr. Murillo, or Murillo's Family Fishing.
The storyteller himself.
The storyteller himself is going to be telling some tales on Dock Tales tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, you guys make sure you check that out. And let's see. Freddie says I do something similar, but instead of tape, I put a thin sock on and then place the warmer on top and then put another sock on over top of it. No tape that way. I would work, but I worry about it moving throughout the day.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would or wouldn't, but I know that Zach says his is usually stays put, but I like the tip of the, go ahead.
We see that's great. This winter, being y'all have all this cold weather, y'all can all share tips about how to stay warm. This summer, when we're dying down here, I'll start sharing tips of how not to get dehydrated and heat stroke while you're trying to fish. So we'll all stay in our lane on this one.
Well, that's the thing about wintertime, really, is people are cold and they don't drink very much. Yeah. You got a lot of a lot of risk of dehydration. It's one of the things, all my years of warehouse work that I had to stay focused on, is making sure people drink plenty of fluids in the wintertime. I've actually had more dehydration issues in the winter than I did this summer, believe it or not.
Yeah, and it's the exact same thing down here. Like I said, I've spent the past 7 years in risk management. Same thing. When it's 110 degrees, everybody drinks all the water they possibly can. Everybody does what they need to do. But when it's 70 degrees, t-shirt weather and all, I've had more problems, just like you, in that temperature zone than anything else, because they just forget about it. They get complacent,
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say welcome to my buddy Dan over at Green Machine Outdoors. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
What's happening, Dan?
Ray Smith. I know we had a lot of folks tune in throughout the show. Jeremy was on a roll tonight. This is one of his passions and things that he's has been his career path anyway for what'd you say, 20 some years?
22 years.
22
and counting.
Years. So we wanted to kind of share this information with you. Let's see. The week after that, we got who we got? We got Terry Rogers.
Ooh.
Is that who we got?
Yes.
We got Terry Rogers lined up for the week after that. If you're not familiar with who Terry Rogers is, he's a guide down on the confluence where the Ohio dumps into the Mississippi. So he's fishing the Mississippi River and the confluence over the Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he catches a lot of fish. He's a great dude. I know right now he's been posting all kinds of pictures and videos of tearing up skipjack. Oh yeah.
And can you imagine, and like he's a guide and been a guide a long time.
Yeah.
The time on the water, just to be able for us to tap into that for an hour and pick his brain on all that time on the water. Oh man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is amazing.
Yep. So that show is scheduled. Let's see. I can add it up here. Ka-bing.
Yeah, there you go.
Hooked on Cats with Captain Terry Rogers is coming up on 125. So you guys don't be sure to be ready for that. But again, next week's show is going to be just basically
Viewer's choice.
Viewer's choice. Community tab. I'm going to have you guys this week. We're going to go to Creole's channel. If you guys ain't already subscribed to Creole Catfishing,
I appreciate it.
What you waiting on? And I want you guys to go check his tab out and drop some questions in there for us. Let's get us some things to think about for next week, and we'll get together and do some planning and do some talking next week.
And no. As far as I'm concerned, whatever y'all want to talk about, it don't matter to me what the subject is. If y'all want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, rigs, tackle, boat stuff, boat motor stuff, food, cooking, just whatever. Doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Tommy, I'm going to need more than one, buddy. I got one for the board, one for the truck, one for the boat. I hate to be selfish, but
yeah,
I'm going to be selfish.
Yeah, you're soon. Speaking of that, you ought to have a package coming in like real soon. You should.
I know. I seen it. I seen the tracking number. I was hoping it was here today. I actually went up and checked the mailbox right before the show just to make sure, and not yet. Our postal service is all out of whack. Everything's out of whack.
Same thing here.
We got somebody tuning in from Facebook saying, "What's going, fellow kitty hunters?"
You gotta watch how you say that. Gotta watch it.
Yeah, Bobcat raised. Yeah, any folks? I seen a couple comments earlier that still always adding to the sticker board back here that we call it the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
If you guys got channels and or stickers that you'd like to see up there representing your channel and get a channel shout out, be more than happy to put them up here for you. My address and everything is usually in the description of the videos. You can go back and look at those. I think it's in my community or my about tab.
Yeah.
If not, remind me and I'll have to get it updated. But
yeah.
Outside of that, the video tip of the week, how'd you guys like that? Was that pretty cool? You guys want to see more of that? I'm trying to decide if that's something we should kick out for everybody. Send in videos.
I think I like that idea. I like that idea. Let the viewers have a voice.
I like that. That's
what I'm all about.
That's what this year is going to be about is engagement. How to fully engage the subscribers and make them feel like part of the experience. We do have some channel members now, and I want to make sure that
got to throw that up there.
Oh, now wait a minute. Now when Chad comes on my show, he calls us the River Warriors, but all night he called us the River Princesses.
Talking that mess.
So we'll see Saturday what happens when Chad and Dee get out on the water against the River Warriors. Now, given my current physical state with COVID, I think I'll be fine. But I'm going to leave it up to my brothers to determine whether they want to be in a boat with me. I did test positive this week, last Sunday, and I'll leave it up to them, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. I don't want to put anybody at risk, especially for fishing. I have more than enough faith that these two can go out there and handle business. I would probably just be in the way. Just make cheddar betters, Roger. That's what they say. Just make
cheddar. Hey, everybody's good for something.
Yeah, I like this idea. Let everyone send a quick video tip, 30 seconds or less.
Yep.
I think we can handle a minute. Jody's calling out the channel members. I see Jody's representing the channel membership there.
Yep,
Thank you so much. Giving a thumbs up as well. It's something I finally decided to start doing this season. Like I said, a lot of changes coming this year, trying to get more involved with the channel, more involved with the community, and more involved with my new partner.
Well, I like that, me.
If I can help I'm going to put my hands on him soon. So, wait. I'm getting choked up. I'm getting choked up.
Oh, you're killing me.
So,
yeah, I think if we do the quick tips, keep it on the on the YouTube Shorts, platform. Let's say minute or less, and we'll see how many we can get in.
Yeah, I like it. 9 times out of 10 when we do like even the safety video, I did a little bit back. The viewers always have fantastic ideas. I mean, you guys are the ones that are out there on the water. You guys are out there. Many of you have been fishing longer than I have, and many of you are far more experienced than I will, than I will ever be. And I would love to hear little quick tips from the folks that are out there doing it. Different things. I just scrolled up and seen Dan with kayaking. He might have some fantastic tips from a kayaking point of view that might be awesome for anyone else, or even for the other kayakers, or boat tips, or bank tips, or gear tips. I mean, there's so many tips.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about as a person sitting here watching this chat, like, what's something that you've shown somebody and be like, oh man, that's really cool. Those are the things we want to see. Yeah, that's really cool. The one time somebody showed you something that was an aha moment.
Yeah.
And now you're doing it, or you found it to be worthwhile or meaningful.
Yep. I mean, look, my boat is an example of that. A lot of the stuff I have rigged up on my boat, I got from everybody else on YouTube at that time. A bunch of different tips and everything else, and DIY stuff. I mean, look, everybody has a lot to offer, and we're looking for all the information we can get. I mean, look, the way I see it, this is y'all show. This is y'all show. Y'all tell us what y'all want to see. Yeah.
Sweet.
I think I just did.
No, you got the same vision I do. It's good. Well, listen, buddy, if anybody else has anything, questions for Creole, we'll get them in real quick. Otherwise, I'll end up wrapping this show up. My coughing's starting to come on, and
we'll let Roger go to bed.
I'm trying to. That's why I keep screening out.
I know.
It's me hacking.
I know. You're trying to tough it out for everybody. We all appreciate that.
I like being here, and it's all fun. So.
Oh, I look forward to this stuff all week. I really do. This is the highlight of my work week, is me able to come on here, come talk with y'all, and get in chat in the other shows. I mean, it really is the highlight of sometimes a dreadful work week, and I'm sure everybody else feels the same way sometimes.
I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to get in some chats here the last couple of days. I've been on the couch for days, and losing touch. I can't go out. I don't want to make anybody sick, so I'm stuck here at the house. So this is my only connection with the outside world, is talking to you guys and interacting and chatting. It, even though I feel like crap, it makes me Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. He's a good dude. He's been messaging me and checking on me. He even offered to bring me groceries if I needed them.
I would too, but it'd take me a while to get there, though.
Yeah, I can't taste anything right now, but I have a feeling my eyes would water when we were done.
It might clear your sinuses up.
Yeah.
Just clear everything out.
Yep. Right there. He says, keep moving. Laying down is the worst thing to do with COVID virus. Yep. Yeah. I've been sitting, in my recliner most of the time, making sure I'm not laying flat and all that. But great tip right there. So thanks everybody for the well wishes. Like I said, head over to the Creoles catfishing page.
Yep.
And he'll have a community post up there for you guys to drop your questions or ideas and things you want to talk about next week. And we'll be I've been down with COVID since the 27th of December and now recovering from pneumonia. Man. Ooh. Yeah, that's my biggest fear. Everybody's saying, make sure you're not laying down. Like me, I'm sniffing right now. I need to be blowing my nose. Don't be sucking that stuff back up there. But
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to head out of here, guys. I'm going to go get some rest and blow some snot.
All right. Look, thank y'all, everybody, so much. Let us always have a great crowd. And, good night. Bon pêcher, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
See you guys.